books in the closet. Totally normal, it's fine. 2 of the same one. Why? To doing like original fiction, if not for those books. Never actually finished it. Do I count that as being read? Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel. And I have too many books. Let me just point blank say before we get any further into this that I don't think there's any problem with being a book hoarder. Okay, I don't see a problem with it. And I've been a book hoarder for most of my life, even younger than teenage age. I had tons of bookshelves in my room. That's just what I like to be surrounded by. And as a writer, I've said multiple times over how inspiring it is to be surrounded by the things that I want to one day create for other people to enjoy. Okay, disclaimer done. The real reason I need to get rid of books is that I have too effing many and too little space. Let me show you. So first off, I am standing in the very corner of my room near where the door is, okay? So this is my desk, this is all that stuff, this is my bed. You'll notice I have stuff around because I just don't have space for it right now. So I have 2 big bookshelves that have, there are books behind here, just so you know, that have 5 shelves each filled with books. I have 3 baby bookshelves here with 3 shelves each, and then you can notice that my books are actually like overflowing. And then this is my closet. You might remember it from the last time I reorganized my books. And I do indeed have 3 more baby bookshelves in here. Oh, okay. Whew. If you're thinking it's a bad idea to have bookcases in your closet, I agree. So I'll have clothes like this, and I just don't have room for them in my closet. It's honestly not a great situation, and I've moved so much over the past several years, and I'm going to continue to be moving a lot over the next several years, I know, so man, there's nothing worse than having to move very heavy boxes of books and reorganizing everything. Like, some of it's cathartic, but also like not that many times. Also, ultimately, in a kind of Marie Kondo sort of way, I do feel bad when I see books on my bookshelf that I haven't read, that have been on those shelves for years, that I think I'm never going to read. Were it not for the space factor, I don't know that I would actually feel this way, but as it is, I constantly feel like I'm kind of cluttered and closed in on. And so that's just made all the worse when I realize there are hundreds of books that I haven't read and that I frankly don't need to have, and that someone else would get more joy out of having. And if I truly thought that in one of these mini moves I might have a whole lot more space, I may be less inclined to get rid of the books, but I don't think that's gonna be true of my life situation, so it's time. That's what I'm saying. It's time. The plan is to take like sticky notes and mark the books on their spines. I'm gonna leave them in their shelves for now and figure out how many of these books I've actually read. That is all this video is going to be. Then when I go about kind of like actually getting rid of the books, I know that I'm gonna have a method of like trying to decide between which books I want to get rid of and which I want to keep is going to be a struggle, because there are some books that I've read and I know I'm never going to read again, and those books would probably be worth freeing up my space for. And then books that I have not read and I know I'm never gonna read. Why did I buy them? Why? Might also be worth getting rid of, but truthfully, I don't know how much that number is going to cut down on. So even books where it's like, I haven't read them, but maybe if I can easily find them at the library. Y'all know I'm a huge library fan, and honestly, I think more and more I read more books I get from the library, even though I have countless books I have not read that I own. So that might be something to consider. There's a lot of factors, but ultimately I have to go through and figure out the numbers first. And so the goal is going to be, I think the number of bookshelves I have out here is fine. I think they're fun and I like them as decoration too. So I don't really want to get rid of that many books, but ultimately if I could get rid of all of them in the closet, that would be amazing. That would be 9 shelves worth of books. 9 shelves. Okay, I guess we just gotta get to it now. Put my supply up top next to my dragon, my R2-D2. I will obviously be keeping this, and my giant castle book. So, okay, let's go ahead. I'm thinking that blue is going to be for the books that I've already read. So these two will be for books I haven't read yet, because I have a feeling that these are going to outnumber this one. Okay, Let's go. Also, I am standing on top of my bed in order to do this. Hiya. Let's hope this stays. Okay, so really the other question is gonna be is that some of these books, like Maureen Johnson's The Name of the Star, did that thing just fall off? Wow, these stickies are not gonna be helpful if they don't stay on. What? Stay on. So Maureen Johnson's The Name of the Star, I'm a huge fan of, and also I have indeed read her second book as well in this series, but I have not read the third book in the Shades of London series. So I don't know how I'm gonna classify this, but ultimately I'm gonna wanna keep all of them because I do really like it. But I gotta stick with my system. Okay, so blue for the second book, and then the third one I'll just have to put a red or green sticker on and I'll figure it out after. Yeah. So the other question here is, like, I did read Illuminae and I have not yet read Gemina. Illuminae is such a cool, interesting, fascinating book. See, I'm gonna talk myself into keeping way more of these than I should. All right, look at what these things are doing. Not even sticking. So we're gonna do a new method. Oh, you dumb things. So instead, we're just going to pull out the books that I've already read. So you can kind of see, for example, ooh, I almost fell back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books on this top shelf that I've actually read. Isn't that not awful? How many books are there? 7, 8, 24, 25, 26. Yikes! 6 of 26 books. Oh no. To be fair, there are like whole shelves that I've read the entire thing of, especially if it's down to like one author, like Meg Cabot, my queen. I've read like all of hers, so you know, it's fine. It's fine. Another instance of only having read like 7 this time. Oh no. Come on. So here's an example where I've read all the books. I'm just gonna have to tug them out a little bit. Ta-da. Okay. This book I read on the plane going to New Zealand. It is the effing weirdest book I've ever read, but I truly loved it. I honestly don't even know how to explain it. I'll leave the Goodreads link down below. I also sat next to this really cute guy on the plane and he's like, "What are you reading?" And I like could not even begin to cover it and tell him what I was actually reading. I was like, oh, you know, a book. And I only ended up reading 2 books on that shelf apparently, so okay, great. Hakuna Matata, that's right. What a wonderful phrase. We're gonna start from the bottom again down here. Can you see that? The House of the Scorpion. Oh my goodness, that book is bomb. Also, does anybody else remember Twitches? And the movie that Disney made with Tia and Tamara Mowry? I was so happy to see Twitches and the Cheetah Girls they made both of them and I had all the books, but I didn't really like Twitches. See, here's where it's my time to shine. I've read literally all of my Meg Cabot books. Actually, I have not read that one. I've read almost all of my Meg Cabot books. Oh, okay, so I was talking about, where is that book? Gorgeous? I would most liken it to Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. Oh, they're both so weird and so good and oh my gosh. I don't know that you can actually tell much from afar, but from the side, oh, it's really not that many of these books that have gotten read. Look at that. Oh no, oh no. This is my best shelf because it's Ally Carter and Meg Cabot. So now it is time to move on to these lovely shelves. You can see my rainbow shelf that I sit in front of, and then I have extra hangover stuff. And honestly, like, this is just Cards Against Humanity. Like, this isn't even books right here. But I didn't have a place for it anywhere else. Those are already doubled up, and then we will move on to the closet. But first, let's see what I've read. I think when I originally arranged this, I purposely did ones that I hadn't read on these shelves because I was like, well, if I ever need to find it, I can just pick off a new one, so it won't matter. So I feel like this is gonna be worse than that was. Yeah, all right, let's try. But first, I gotta move all my animals up because, oh no. Ah! Well, the rhino just like impaled my giraffe. Whatever. No, 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 no. Great. No, 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 no. Yay! Now here's where we get into some problems because I've read part of this book. I got it at Powell's City of Books in Portland, but I didn't actually finish it. I got distracted by another book on the plane ride home. Always getting distracted by other books. So I never actually finished it. Do I count that as being read? I'm gonna keep it out just because the rest of this is so sad. And sure enough, it's the only one on that shelf that I read. Here's where we're gonna get into some trouble because I don't have enough space. I'm gonna put these over on the shelf that I haven't read anything of, and we're just gonna do it that way, so. Ugh. Look at what I found! Oh, the memories. So another kind of unique situation here is that I've actually already read all of my manga. Like, I stick with series that I know I like, or I've already picked the ones out of the library that I read, or they're from childhood and I love them, so I've read all of these, and I know I'm gonna keep all of them too. If anything, what I'd really like to do is finish some of these collections, but I'm working on it slowly but surely. And speaking of that, look, I got duplicates. This is always a fear. 2 of the same one. Why? Okay, so now that I've cleared off that, I can actually look at what I have. So I have not read any of these, but these ones I put next to the Vampire Academy because I have read them. And then we get up to this like classics shelf, which I have read some of these. Ooh, I could put the Little Prince here. Classics. But I haven't actually read all of them. Big ol' sigh. Ooh, this one is so good though, you guys. Oh my gosh. So I guess read. And then, okay, so I've read some of these, and then you'll notice I have 2 of the Count of Monte Cristo, which I have technically started. I guess I should pull that out. I need to get rid of one though. And then literally I've read nothing on this shelf. Well, this is really sad. Should I count all the manga? Maybe that'll make me feel better. I have an entire shelf where I've read all of the books. I didn't even have that over here. Now it's time for the closet tour. Oh, look at that. Books in the closet. Totally normal, it's fine. Honestly, I'm looking at it, and so like some of the Meg Cabot up there I've definitely read. The Janet Ivanovich. I've read some of the Jim Butcher and a lot of the Bill Bryson. But honestly, I've been splitting this into like multiple days because it's kind of getting me down. I didn't think that was gonna happen. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like at the prospect of getting rid of them, or if it's at the realization that I have so many that I haven't read, or if it's just the amount of clutter I'm having to face like head on. Head on. That was a bad joke. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll work myself up to it tonight. Maybe. But I guess I'm not doing it now. That's really what I'm saying. So I guess I can close this again. Goodbye, books. Oh, I can't even close it all the way. Together. There we go. All right, I am back. New day, new me. I'm feeling restored. That is the point, which means I'm restored enough, renewed enough to tackle these shelves. Let's get to it. Oh man. First off, I have all these old CDs in here. I don't think I have anything that actually plays CDs anymore, so what's that gonna do for me, huh? This top shelf again, because it's all Meg Cabot, crushing it. Oh my gosh, I found so many books I thought I had lost. This is why you don't put books in your closet. For instance, Stephen King's On Writing, which y'all saw in a recent video I had to go to the library to get. Anyways, in conclusion, in the closet, like I thought, this first shelf up here was by far my best one. And then you can see I tried to pull these out, so I know that I've read these 2, but like, you can kind of see they're just... And I think my worst shelf was actually down here, where I read Bridget Jones' Diary and Jim Butcher Stormfront, but I didn't read any of the others. Of course, A is for Alibi would fit on that one with the other Sue Graftons, in which case I have read that one, but you know. It's over here right now because there's no room. So, you know what's kind of fun to see too? This last shelf is so sad. I averaged 25, I think, on the shelf. So I managed 35 on this one when I did the funny stacking and I got some up top. But 24, 24, 26. So, on a normal shelf, I can fit like 25 books. I gotta log the fun stats to like keep my spirits up. All right, now that I got all my sticky notes on my bookshelf, I can officially report that this shelf was my best with 22 read. Not surprising. They're almost all Ally Carter and Meg Cabot. I did get a surprising number down here. I read 20, but that's because I used to read this series called Daughters of the Moon, and there are 13 total in that series, and I read all of them. Easily one of my favorite series from childhood, like adolescence, I guess is probably a better way to say that. I think if I'd not read those books, I don't know that I would have gotten into writing as immediately as I did, because I read those at a time where I was also kind of doing Harry Potter fan fiction. I don't know that when I would have made the shift to doing like original fiction if not for those books. All right, on to the little shelves. In order to like better organize and count my shelves, I did put some books over here. Some of these are comics. I'm not going to count some of these little ones over here. So 2 books right here, and then this stack that I have not read. 0 read, 16 on shelf. All right, my work here is done. Look at this, 92 read and on shelf for my manga. And now we're back to the closet. Whew, the last sticky. Put it upside down like that. All right, now it is just time to add everything up. The math is in. All right, can you believe it? So I read 38% on my big bookshelves, and then I read 38% on my rainbow shelves. My manga shelf really helped me out on that one. And the closet bookshelves, I got 22% read. So now it's just time to fill in this last bit. 105 plus 104 plus 52 means I have read 261 books. 261 books out of 785 books. You know what though? That's 33.25%. I've read 33.25% of the books that I own. That's not nearly as bad as I thought. I don't know why I had it in my head I was only gonna have read like 20% of the books that I own, but then when I consider the fact that that means I have over 500 books that I own in this room that I have not read, I'm like, oh my god. No. You know what? I'm gonna stick with being happy about 261 of the books that I've read. So anyways, that's the conclusion to this. I'm so happy to have the numbers now finally. And now this means that I can go through all of my books and figure out of the ones that I've read that are still pulled out like this, which ones I want to keep. I'm gonna go through the ones that I have read first. I feel like that will be the easiest step because I know if there's something that I'm going to return to or that I would want to reread or keep for sentimental reasons. The truly tough part is the over 500 books that I haven't read, how I'm going to decide whether or not I keep them or not. Yikes. I'm glad to finally have answers. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment down below and let me know what you think about book buying, book hoarding, if you are also trying to like kind of cut down on the amount of stuff that you own. I'm not fully aboard that minimalism train. I do appreciate people who are really into that. Again, I'm gonna keep 5 of my bookshelves. I just don't want them in my closet, understandably. So it basically means that I have 253 books in my closet. That basically means I need to get rid of at least 253 books. So, also if you're thinking about cutting down on books, what your criteria is for those that you keep. Does it have to be just an exceptional novel or nonfiction book? How do you find the balance? How do you know if something's worth keeping forever? Wish me luck on paring down 253 books out of my collection. I'ma need it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all very soon with a new video. Bye. After I knocked something off. And then I read these two. Way to go. The minimalism? Minimalism?